Hey everyone, Hot Shot coming back at you. Going over New York Giants offseason. What can we expect? Draft pick, my opinion on who I think they'll pick, their key free agents, will they resign any of them, and positions of need for this offseason. So let's get right into it. New York Giants look like they have 12.5 million over the cap. So that means they're probably going to release a couple players or restructure contracts, space that money out over the next few years, try and get through this pandemic to get in a spot where they could make some moves. They do have a couple offensive linemen that are long in the tooth that they could release. Will it happen? Possibly. Maybe one of them gets the axe. Key free agents: the Leonard Williams defensive line. Fleming, offensive tackle, Tomlinson, defensive tackle, and Wayne Gallman, running back. Out of that list, Williams and Gallman are probably the two that I'd be looking at. Gallman definitely because of Saquon Barkley's knee injury this past season. You'd want to have a good backup plan. If you don't do that, if you don't re-sign him or sign someone that would be at a similar cost, you're going to have to draft someone probably second or third round. If I was in the Giants organization, I'd be telling them, and in the scouting department, I'd be looking at a couple good young running backs, just in case Saquon is not the same in 2021 with the knee injury. Williams, always important to have a solid defensive lineman. But I think his price is going to be a little bit too high for them unless they restructure some contracts. Positions in need: wide receiver. They've got Shepard and what's his name? Slayton. If they pair one more wide receiver, whether in free agency, a trade, this one guy I listened to, he's been poking around the idea of what if they trade for Julio Jones of the Falcons to give them a little bit more to make their offense a little more dangerous. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the cap value is the cap hit would be too high, and trading a pick or a player. You usually don't see player for player deals. We just saw yesterday that the Rams in Detroit traded quarterbacks, but it's been a long time since I've seen something like that. Usually it's draft picks, and the Rams gave up a lot. I'll go over that when I get to the Rams offseason and what I think is going on. They need an edge rusher, someone to disrupt the quarterback, get some sacks, and just wreak havoc. And they need another cornerback. There's not many. There might be 3 total cornerbacks that are high first round grades where they're drafting 11th overall. But with that, I see them picking Jalen Waddle, wide receiver, Alabama. Have 3 wide receivers. Give Daniel Jones another weapon. I could see them going the route of Kyle Pitts, I believe his name is. If he's on the board, yeah, Kyle Pitts of Florida. But I think they're going to go wide receiver just to give Daniel Jones another option. And you already have Evan Ingram. And I don't think you're going to pair 2 tight ends. As a different type of football fan, I like the 12 personnel, the 1 running back, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. I like that. I like that in football. I think if you have 2 good receiving tight ends, it makes it very tough because the linebackers usually aren't big enough. I'll get to Kyle Pitts later on when I see him going. Jaylen Waddle had a nasty injury halfway through the season at Alabama. Came back in the championship game. You could notice a really bad limp when he wasn't running. They said he had full speed. It'll be important to see what he does at the NFL Combine. And how he interviews and all that, and how his ankle. Most teams that have a high draft pick are going to look at Waddle and try to figure out how's that ankle. It's mostly going to be medical. If he wouldn't have gotten injured, he'd probably be a top 5 pick guaranteed. But because of the injury, they will. He'll probably. I can see him dropping out of the top 10. 11 is a nice spot. Pair him up. Have three solid wide receivers, and increase your chances of winning the NFC least. So that's my pick. Jaylen Waddle, Alabama. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Have a good one.